We're here at TVLine's Comic-Con Suite with the cast of The Defenders and the head of Marvel Television, Jeff Loeb. Welcome, everybody. The big question I have is, how long into the season do we have to wait for the four of you to have your big reunion?
That's a question for Jeff.
You watch the show. Here's the good news. It's 8 episodes, so it's a real edible 8.
Yeah.
So it happens very quickly.
Okay. Well, we've seen
within the first 8 is our answer.
Yes.
Within the first 8.
I can guarantee.
Within the first edible 8.
Let's talk about that moment, that scene. We've already seen glimpses of it in the trailer, the big hallway fight sequence.
Yeah.
Right.
When you all come together for the first time. How long did it take to shoot that? What was it like shooting that? Was it the first scene you shot together?
It was pretty epic, actually, because there's a huge fight scene before we all meet as well. So
It's mostly you. You crushed that. You were so good in that.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
Okay.
I think it took maybe
3 days. Okay.
Oh, but no, from
Start to finish.
from start to finish.
Because it has the whole fight sequence that happens
Right.
before the
Right.
sequence.
So that took like a week to
But
shoot.
our fight probably took about 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no recollection.
Yes, you do. It was the one we were in the white room.
You're in the hallway.
I know, but how long it took is just a blur. I don't
Got it. It's all a blur.
Yeah.
Which episode was it?
3.
3.
You guys, oh my God, Charlie.
You set us up.
It was just that scene. We don't know whether or not something happened before that.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's true.
Because something definitely.
No, I have a really good memory. I remember everything.
Really?
You quiz me on
Was it,
those.
was it your birthday as well?
It was my birthday and Charlie's birthday. We had the cake.
Was it my birthday?
I had
That's
oh,
right.
yeah. It was,
That's
we
right.
share a
Which
birthday.
I had none
pageant.
of. I had none of that cake.
Of the four of you, the
Appreciate it.
two characters obviously have the most history, Luke and Jessica. What is the dynamic between the two of you when you meet up for the first time? Is it just mad
We
passionate?
couldn't keep our hands off
Is it like
each other.
just sex?
These two had to pry us apart. They were like, what the hell? I was like,
can't
this
get
was
out
holding me,
together.
this is holding me back. And they were like, what the hell happened? It's just weird. It was weird. It was just weird. And then watching us, they just gave up one time. Just like, all right, just go ahead. And that was it.
That's the entire second hour.
That's the first, that's all that is. And then
But no, the characters themselves, is it tense? Is there tension there? Sexual tension? What's going on between Jessica and Luke when they...
I mean, sexual tension only happens when you haven't had sex. So, I mean, there's no tension. It's just like,
Is it true?
really? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, because at that
There's
point,
different
I mean, we'll eventually round this around. You are at this point in a relationship with Claire.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
She at this point has got just stuff to deal with, and so it's
we don't have-
it's two people who crossed in the night and now cross the night again.
We don't have an hour to waste.
Yes. The world is on fire.
The world's on fire.
Get back to work.
6 minutes.
I think there's a lot of conflict, I think, with Jessica because she has opinions and feelings about Luke and how things were left in this end of Jessica Jones season 1 and the way and they don't speak and they don't talk to each other and Jessica's too cool to say anything. So there's like a lot. I think there's still going to be some cool underlying conflict and tension.
And Finn, I was reading that Danny really comes into his own as a superhero during these 8 episodes. Can you say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think after the events of Iron Fist, he's definitely got this kind of guilt on his, like, hanging heavy on his heart. So when the show opens, you see Danny a lot more determined to kind of take down the Hand. And then when he comes into contact with these other 3 heroes, he realizes, well, first of all, he doesn't know what a superhero is, and he sees these other people with abilities, and they're actually doing something with these powers. So yeah, he's really inspired and empowered by them to kind of go on his own path. So yeah, we kind of do see Danny come into his own as a superhero throughout the series.
And Charlie, where's Matt's mindset in the wake of the tragic ending of this season?
Yeah, I think he's been struggling for a while with his identity as a superhero. I think he's probably, at the beginning of Defenders, he's no longer really engaging in vigilante justice. He's kind of hung up the suit, as it were, and putting all of his energies into pro bono lawyering. And then, of course, something happens, a number of events happen that conspire to bring him into a room with these guys, and he has to
How do you
reconsider.
make ends meet? I was curious. How do you make ends meet?
How do you
I don't know.
do that?
Because Luke is always looking for a job. I'm sure. I can clearly.
Yeah.
How do you pay your rent?
He doesn't really have much anything to do.
Yeah, I was
You
thinking-
know,
My apartment
he
is
doesn't live the
like-
same kind of high lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
that
a cheap
kind of thing
apartment,
that you
you're right
have.
by
So,
that.
My
Yeah,
living is
like,
expensive.
no, it's nothing cheap.
Yeah, that apartment is sick.
I know. I'm thinking you're like squatting in that apartment. Like, does anybody know you live there?
Yeah, so I don't know how he makes ends meet, but
I'm gonna figure that one out. Yeah, we talked about it.
yeah, we talked about it.
Jeff, what are the possibilities of a second season of The Defenders?
that's all going to depend on our friends at Netflix and the fans out there demanding it.
Demanding it, yeah.
Would you guys like to see this?
I'd love to work with these guys.
I love.
We had
We have
had
so much fun together. Honestly, like it's so
It'd be great.
amazing getting to spend all day with these boys.
And once Mike comes out of his shell a bit, you know. And
Yeah. Once I get on board with these guys, because right now I don't know. It's like I will say, look, I want everyone to binge it, but then I think about it. We work so long and so
but it's
hard.
like hours though.
Well, what happens
We
is,
worked on it for 6 months.
yeah, and then they finish it in like one sitting. They go, "Where's the rest?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know,
8 episodes. It took 6 months.
I know.
5 months. It was like 5 months.
Close enough.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
long
lot.
time. I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of
We don't mess
waiting.
around. You know, it's the biggest show on television.
Yeah.